all fucked up, day 40. Now that I have the scale moving in the proper direction, moving down, down by the day, I think it's incumbent upon me to say something useful in these videos instead of just stream of consciousness. Like, how would I help the next person in line, right? Like that Tim McGraw song, Humble and Kind. Help the next one in line. So yeah, the thing for me, the biggest shift was I guess to come to a point where I was so deeply frustrated that I actually had a couple of stray thoughts where it was like I was just thinking about throwing in the towel on the whole thing, and I'm like, well, what's that accomplish? You know, you can't fail if you don't quit, I suppose. Or, you know, you don't fail until you quit. Yeah, I don't know. Words to that effect. Thinking along those lines was what changed the whole dynamic. So yeah, I was like, what else am I going to do? You know, there's a Earl Nightingale quote about the time will pass anyway. I'd be paraphrasing horribly if I tried to quote it, but it's essentially saying that, you know, don't be afraid of the time that it will take to accomplish some task, whatever it is, whatever your goal is, because the time's going to pass anyway. So you might as well just keep chipping away at it. And then also the other night, I referenced the book Reality Transurfing, and there was a sentence by the author in there that really struck me. It was like, maybe I'll get the quote right, maybe I'll paraphrase, but it was essentially saying that our thoughts have just as much impact on our destiny as concrete actions do. And, you know, it's some people, you know, they discount mindset, or, you know, they lump it all in with like woo-woo metaphysical stuff. And, you know, they don't think Napoleon Hill really had anything intelligent to say. But I think, you know, Think and Grow Rich and the importance of persistence, those are a big deal. Raymond Charles Barker, The Power of Decision, that's another great book. I think it was in the Dale Carnegie book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, where he referenced Andrew Carnegie from U.S. Steel, and basically, and I might have the book reference wrong. It might not be in How to Win Friends and Influence People, but the Andrew Carnegie approach was that, you know, at some point he was questioned about if everything fell into ruin or if his company was taken away, and Andrew Carnegie replied that he'd have it built back in 5 years. So, you know, it really comes down to grit, determination, and the importance of mindset, the quality of our thoughts. And if you get into some of the new age and spiritual stuff, it's like we're almost like magnets, and we attract what we think about. Like whatever our dominant thoughts are, that's what we attract into our reality, into our experience of life. So, yeah, I think I had to have like day 38 just be not a meltdown, not a day where I just, you know, completely said fuck it, but I wasn't excited about recording another video where I was just stuck. So I think I had to have that day to then go look for inspiration and be reminded of some of the lessons and the importance of mindset. Much like that quote, or near quote at least, if I paraphrased it, my apologies, but from that Reality Transurfing book, where it talks about our thoughts have as much impact on our destiny as concrete actions do. Something to keep in mind, which I find humorous because it's an important phrase, something to keep in mind, but we're talking about mindset, so I find humor in silly little things like that. Yeah, I hope you had a great day. Hope you have a fantastic night. And yeah, I guess that's all I have for you this evening. See ya.